Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Powerpuff Babes podcast, episode 23, where sugar meets spice and everything nice. I almost forgot that line again. God, oh my God, I'm so
It's been
tired.
such a long week.
Oh
I
my,
don't blame you.
I am serious, dude. I'm just like, oh my God. I feel like it's been long, but it's at the same time it wasn't that long, and I was just like, I'm like, no, but it is kind of long because it feels so slow.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
week felt
know.
really slow.
There was something about this week that was just not sitting right. Pero, but anywho's, it's Friday. It's the weekend. No need to worry about it. Um, Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Earth Day. I hope
Oh yeah,
everybody was
it's
good to the
Earth
earth
Day.
today. As I hope everybody's good to the earth every day.
I think this
Um,
is a story that might well, I guess it can involve Earth Day, obviously taking care of the earth. I was with my niece earlier and she started saying save the turtles because I drew a turtle on the sidewalk
mm-hmm.
with chalk. And every time we kept saying save the turtles, she kept getting really excited and started jumping around. She was just yelling, save the turtles! Save the turtles!
That is so
But
cute.
I've never told her that phrase. So
Oh,
obviously, either her mom or her tia told her. And then
oh,
she, it was the cutest thing. She was just, say the turtles. Well, she's like 4. So she was like, say the turtles. Save the
oh.
turtles.
That is so cute. I think I did see that snap on your story. And I saw her jumping
So cute
around
as
and I was
shit.
like, dude, she is so cute.
I tried getting her to say it again because she was shouting it. So we were like, "Save the turtles!" And then she got really excited and she started jumping around. It was so cute.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it when they're like that. They're so small. But,
But in honor of Earth Day, like my
uh-huh.
niece said, "Save the turtles."
Save the turtles. Save the save the turtles.
Save the turtles.
Save the turtles.
Oh
Oh my goodness. Bueno, senora. Wow, senora. Jesus.
my
Dude,
god.
I swear, look, I'm not even halfway through this little jug of what's it
Hawaiian
called?
punch.
Hawaiian punch. Did I say? I swear I said tropical punch earlier.
You know what?
um
Yeah, you did. I didn't even think twice about it.
I was so ready to say like tropical punch, but then I had to second guess myself because I felt like I said it wrong. Hawaiian punch. Um, I have this little jug of Hawaiian punch because I'm trying to get the sugar to like kick in because I am extremely exhausted. And oh man, I literally couldn't. My eyes felt very heavy earlier. When we were taking the kids to the park, and I was just like, oh my God. And my my dad was like, you look tired, and I was like, yeah, I am. And he goes, I'll take the kids to the park. You just stay in the car and take a nap. And I was like, say less. And I just like took a
I
nap.
laugh.
I took a nap and I was like, please, peace and quiet.
God.
Peace and quiet is all I ask for. But luckily, I have this juice with me, and hopefully, I can get this going. We did run a little late today. Um, Mainly because I was having some issues and I completely forgot that my Ethernet was connected to my PlayStation rather than the actual computer where I needed it to be. Um, but yeah. But I believe Mo has brought us a story that she said is really, really long. Uh, did you
It is really long.
did you still want me to read it, or did you want to go ahead and read it?
I want you to read it because I
Okay.
want to hear your reactions when you read each paragraph and you're like,
Oh,
is this
okay.
story I heard it on TikTok and it was as the story kept going, I was like, "Oh my god. It just keeps getting worse." And then they provided updates. There's a lot of updates on it too, and Those get worse. I didn't think it'd get so bad.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, let's see what it says. So this is a story. It's called "I Ruined My Mom's Life and Reputation." Right off the bat, that's not a good sign. My 40-year-old um wait, what does that what do you see that? So where it says my 40, like it says my parents, but it says in parentheses 40 female?
Yeah, when they say "my," it means that person, like the person that's right typing the whole
Oh,
story.
so she's 40. Okay. So anyways, my parents, dad 63 and mom 60, have been married for 43 years. I have 6 siblings, a 42-year-old female, a 38-year-old female, a 34-year-old female, damn, a 20-year-old male, and another 20-year-old male, so there's twins, and an 18-year-old male. Wow.
And then an
Okay.
18.
Yeah, 18. Did I say 18-year-old? Yeah, right?
No, you said that you talked about the twins, the two 20-year-olds.
Yeah, and then I said, and an 18-year-old male.
You are really, oh my God, I'm going crazy.
Anyways, I have been with my husband, who's 39, since we were 15. Good on you. I got pregnant at 17. Whoa. And we moved in with my parents. Hey, you know what? It might have been a great choice. Happy for you. I gave birth to my now 22-year-old daughter. We got married at 18 shortly after. My dad's father passed shortly after our wedding and left his ranch-style house to my father. My grandparents built a house next door to my parents when they retired. My parents decided to let us live in this house. I'm not sure what that says. And
Live
am?
in this house. I don't know what that means.
Anywho's, um, told us this would be my inheritance. Hey, not a bad inheritance. My husband and I had no issues with this. We went on to have a 20-year-old male, a 14-year-old female, a 5-year-old female, and I'm currently 7 months pregnant with my last child, a boy, due in April. Woo! Happy for you. I thought I had a good marriage. We were intimate more than twice a week. We went on date nights and we bought each other gifts. We didn't fight. My entire world was shattered on New Year's Eve when I returned early from a girls' trip I had taken with some friends. I walked into my bedroom to find my mom having sex with my husband. Hey,
Oh
yo!
man, that's just the tip of the iceberg, bro.
Excuse me? My mother screamed at me to get out of their bedroom, which really shook me up even more. What? Stop. Unfortunately, my oldest daughter was also home in her bedroom across the house getting ready for a party. She ran out and witnessed my all but a bedsheet naked mother run out of our house next door to her house and slam the door. My daughter was devastated and went to my sister's house. I asked her not to say anything until I first talked to my husband. I asked him for the truth. He told me that my mom seduced him when we were 18 and living in their house. They'd been having unprotected sex at least once a month for longer than we were married. What the
Dog.
fuck?
Holy shit.
I ran the
Is
math and was horrified because the timeline met my twin brothers and youngest brother could be my husband's. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna say? Holy fuck.
yeah, no, dude, this shit's crazy, dude.
Dude, what the fuck? Okay. I immediately called my dad and told him to come to my house without my mom. I made my husband confess to my dad. No, sorry. I made my husband confess, and my dad was devastated. He and my mom were high school sweethearts too. Needless to say, we could hear my mother screaming from her house when he confronted her. Whoa. Dude, I'm fucking glad they told him immediately.
Dude, oh my god, that must have been devastating
It
having to
must have
break
been
that.
horrible, dude. What the fuck? I would be mad too. Shit. I then told my sister, I then told my older sister, and she and I decided to have her throw a party for the whole extended family, and we invited my ex's family as well. At the party, I had my 22-year-old female daughter take all the kids to our basement and put on a movie, leaving only the adult children and siblings. And I told him exactly what they'd been doing. What the fuck? Most of my family is on my side except my three youngest siblings. My 38-year-old female sister, ex's and ex's entire family. Um they all say I am an asshole for dropping this publicly. Word got out, and my mom's best friend, who is on the leadership at my mom's church, my childhood church, called me to verify. My mom has since been let go as the children's pastor there, and she claims I've essentially ruined her reputation and life. My dad kicked her out, and now she's living with my 38-year-old female sister. And lastly, my dad insisted on a DNA test for the three youngest boys before he'd consider anything to do with their marriage. The twins are my husband's bio children. I've since kicked him out and he's living with his parents. Fuck yeah.
Hey, dude, that family circle right there is kind of a wreath because I mean, look, technically, they're her, they're her fucking, they're sisters, but also they're her kids' sisters or whatever.
Oh my
You know what I
god.
mean?
Yeah.
And then now those kids see them as not only like now they're kind of like uncles and brother at the same time. How do you do that? How
Oh
did
my god, dude. That's horrible. Why would you ever do that? And she was a children's pastor? Like, are you kidding me,
well,
dude?
keep reading, man. It gets a little worse, yeah.
So you
Not a
telling
little
me
worse,
that
it
you
gets
went
worse.
to confess your sins every single week, knowing that I was wrong, and still fucking did it? What the
Hey,
fuck is
dude, she
wrong with
doesn't see it as
you?
wrong. Look, she literally doesn't see it as wrong. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh my god, fuck you for that, first
It's
of
so
all.
bad. It's so bad.
Okay, here we go. My father and I are discussing me moving into his much larger house and him selling my grandfather's house and him giving me the money to buy a new house somewhere else to get rid of the memories. My husband is appalled and furious that I proved he actually is about to have 7 kids instead of 5, that I'm going to be taking half his business away from him. My husband started his own company a few years Jesus fucking Christ. A few years back, and for the first 5 years, I helped him get it set up. Ran the office completely and took time away from my teaching career to help him get this established. In my state, all marital assets, including businesses, are split 50-50. Since the house is still in my father's name, my husband will get no money from the sale. Neither will my mother, since the inherited assets are not subject to be split in divorces. Ooh, excuse me. My mother is also likely to not get any alimony as our state is not a no fault divorce state. Interesting, interesting. Let's see. Okay, wait. Which one did I just read? That one. Okay. I'm now over a month removed, still extremely bitter and angry at my mother, especially at her hypocrisy of calling me a whore and shaming my family when she's done so much worse. I also despise my ex with everything within me now, as he has as he was fucking both my mom and me, in some instances coming to our bed minutes later. He got my mother pregnant less than a week after getting me pregnant, and while I thought it was cute and fun that I shared a pregnancy experience with my mom, it's not cute and fun. That's fucking stupid. Oh, you mean like, okay, yeah, sorry, never mind.
And she didn't know.
She didn't know. Yeah, sorry, never mind. I take back what I said. um, she was carrying my children's half siblings. He has broken all trust I had in men and being faithful. I have already produced oh sorry, I have already procured a good
I want to produce a lawyer.
lawyer.
That sounds
No.
badass.
Okay, I have already procured a good lawyer from the firm that helped us in financial matters for both me and my dad is helping pay for it. My twin brothers, one of my sisters and my entire ex's family have gone no contact with me, and my minor children and my children have essentially lost all their grandparents but my dad, two uncles, and an aunt on my side, and my husband's three brothers due to this mess. I've developed ulcers and digestive issues because of this, so I'm visiting the doctor soon, and I've been in therapy since the first week of January. I've offered this to I've offered this for my two adult children if they need family therapy with all of us, but they're doing individual therapy right now. My 14-year-old knows that we're getting divorced and she's so angry at her dad that I struggle sending her to his house on the weekends. I feel like she's old enough to make a decision on that, but I don't want to damage her relationship with her father. I've told all my kids it's okay to love their dad even if he hurt me, but the oldest two have cut him off 100%. I won't tell my youngest two until they're teens why we got divorced, and everyone else has agreed to not spill anything until they're old enough to understand. As for how I had no idea this affair was ongoing, my husband confirmed to me that they would have sex at my mom's office at the church. That is fucking disgusting. Anyways, in their cars, what the fuck? At a motel, and when we built the business, they started having it routinely in his office. Once I went back to teaching, they also had it in our houses too when my father would go away on business trips or I'd be out of town. My god. Oh
It
my
is. Oh my
god.
god.
Okay. It was pure happenstance I came home early, a day early from a trip because I was uncomfortable from being nearly 7 months pregnant and just wanted my own bed for me to find out. Knowing they'd be carrying on this full-blown affair, still if I hadn't caught them, this sorry, if I hadn't caught them is what I'm still upset about. The fact that the grandmother and father of my children cared so little about destroying our families is what I can't get past. What's the hardest for me is that my own mother would do this to me and would continue to do this for years and not caring when it all blew up in her face that she would be destroying her entire family. Okay, so here it says there was an edit. Oh, Jesus.
Oh man, you're gonna hate this one.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Also, to add insult to injury, my husband confirmed in one of our mediated conversations the affair started when I apparently made him angry. He didn't tell me and instead vented to my mom when they were alone. She comforted him and they had sex. He loved it and then pursued her after that. Fuck you. He said he would have divorced me, but knew that he'd get cut off from her. And she was so much better at sex than me, so stuck it out with me. He told me I was a placeholder. Of a of all the betrayal and low blows, that statement is what keeps me up at night. Fuck you, asshole.
That was the most
Whoever you
brutal shit
are,
I had ever heard. I
whoever
was
you are,
damn.
fuck you. Because she did everything she could. She risked her career at teaching. She put in all of her time and all of her money and she gave all of herself to you and you fucked it up like this? You went ahead and went and have had sex, a relationship, an affair with her own mother. Fuck you. Piece of shit.
I told you this shit was messy and you would get mad.
I whoo.
There are several
Dude, if
updates
it
down
was
below. You
obviously my mom would never do this shit. She would never. She loves me too much to do that. But if
Oh
this
yeah,
was
mine too,
me in
thank
this
God.
situation, I would cut her off fucking immediately, dude, because that shit is fucked up. It's
You should see
completely
what she
fucked up.
says. There's in the updates that talks about what the mom says.
Okay. So it says here, I don't know what this means. TLDR? I don't know what
Uh,
that is.
I forgot what that means,
I'm
but there's a
not
whole
caught up.
meaning to
I'm
it.
not caught up with all the anonymous the fucking anonyms,
I have no
synonyms.
idea.
No, synonyms are words that sound or that are the same as one meaning. Never mind. I want to say it's anonyms. I can't remember. Anyways, it says my mom fucked him. My mom fucked my husband for 22 years, got pregnant with twins, continued the affair until I caught them in bed together on New Year's Eve. Bro, while I was nearly 7 months pregnant, I publicly exposed it, and my mom lost her job, her marriage, and is homeless. Good for
I
you.
think
Shit,
that's
I don't
supposed to be
care.
like the short part of the entire like
Okay,
what
so
the whole thing is.
let
Then
me
we go to the
open.
update.
Let me go to this update. Okay, let's see. First update. I tried I tried hard to go the route of a mediated divorce, but my ex told me yesterday through his lawyers that he doesn't believe that the baby I'm carrying is his and he wants a DNA test as soon as he's born because he doesn't want to support a child that isn't his. Fuck you. He also believes I routinely cheated on him through our marriage and that I knew about his ongoing affair and used that as an excuse to have my own affairs. None of that is true, but I kind of wish it was because it would make the divorce easier. My lawyer basically told basically told to me to get ready for a long drawn out brutal contested divorce and that my ex is likely going to try every underhanded tactic in the book to make my life even more miserable. Ooh, bro.
Dude,
Fuck you.
man.
When was this? 2 months ago? Fuck
Yeah.
you, dude. Fuck you. Anyways, update number two. Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
Wait.
Whew.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I am like livid at this point. It's like so hot in this room.
Dude, man.
Okay. Okay.
I had to look up I had to look up everything. I was like, oh my god, I need to find out what happened next. That's like a really bad drama.
Okay. Okay, so here is let's see. I love that they put their name as blown up marriage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. So this is a frequently asked question slash update. This had gone viral on Twitter, and thanks to the people who let me know in DMs, so I will answer some questions posed both. Uh, I guess that she meant to say posted here, both here and there. The first one was my twin brothers look like my egg donors side of the family. Egg donors side. They look very close to my uncle and grandfather. They clearly don't look like my dad at all, but they also don't resemble my husband much either. Well, your ex, madam, not your husband. My son looks like no. My son looks what? My son
I have no idea
looks
what the hell that's supposed to say.
STBX. My son looks my STBX. STBX. I don't know. And he's the only child that you can visibly tell is his kid. I'm really trying to like that. I'm still stuck to that. Anyways,
So her family's got the strong genes.
bruh, I really want to look up what the fuck that stands for. Hold on. What was it? STBX.
BX.
What does STBX stand for? Oh my god, I forgot my computer is so slow. Oh my god. Soon to be X, bruh. Okay.
Oh my god, we are so slow.
My son looks like my. She forgot the looks like she forgot the like in there. But anyways, looks like my as soon to be ex. And he's the only child that you can visibly tell is his kid. Although my 14-year-old daughter has his nose and jaw shape. Number two says, I was definitely enraged the day everything went down, but my dad talked to me off the murder ledge. Off the murder ledge. And reminded me that I needed to think of my baby and my other kids before I do something that would remove both of their parents from their lives. That is what spared them. I still lived in a rage fog for the next few days, which is what led to the revenge party. I only regret not telling my brothers privately that my egg donor had been cheating. Interesting. Number three says, I honestly don't know all the reasons why. Oh, sorry. I honestly don't know all the reasons my 38-year-old sister is on my egg donor's side. She doesn't get along with me or my sisters and hasn't since high school. That's not good, bro. She hasn't since high school? 38.
It's a
And she's
long time, dude.
40.
That's a long time.
So this lady that's typing up is 40, so she's 2 years older than the sister.
Yeah.
So what could it be? There's something there with the sister. Something's going
Keep
on with the
reading it.
sister.
Keep reading it.
Oh, okay. Um, I'm not that worried about her. Number four, my twin brothers are upset that I sprung the news publicly. That is what my dad has gotten out of them. They are also in therapy, and my dad has told me to just give them time. He thinks it's just them killing the messenger. I did not tell them the possibility that my ex was their dad, but they can do the math and figure it out, that they are the same age as my son and he's younger than the length of the affair. My dad sat them down and explained his reasoning for the DNA test was to prove cheating and not because of what was going to wait and not because he was going to abandon them. He is their dad regardless of whose sperm fertilized the egg. Number five says, I don't believe that my egg donor and soon to be ex waited until he was 16 to have sex. But at this point, I'm letting my dad fight that fight and letting him do what he needs to do when dealing with her and their divorce. Number six says, I have co- contingency plans ready to enact in the event they decide to move in together, but my lawyer doesn't believe my ex is stupid enough to do that with the divorce proceedings turning ugly. Number seven, I forgot to add this in earlier. My husband is 4 months younger than me. My birthday is in December and his is in April. He will be 40 soon. We were in the same graduating class all through school, from kindergarten through high school. He's not a full year younger than me, as others have speculated. I'm focusing on my pregnancy, my kids, and moving on. I may provide an update after divorces are finalized, but thanks to everyone for the support and the advice. Thanks for letting this hormonal, sad, ragey, bitter woman vent and get this off her chest. Okay. That was only update number two. So here comes update number three. We might actually have this done by 11:30.
Oh, I know. Shit. Oh my god.
All right. Update number three. It says, I had a phone conversation with my aunt today, my egg donor's sister. Wait. Huh?
Her mom's sister.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, the egg donor. Duh. She told me there is a family history of cheating in our family on their side of the family. My grandma cheated on my grandpa for years, but they reconciled. My aunt herself had multiple emotional affairs, but is still married to my uncle. She tried blaming genetics on my mom's affair. Bull fucking shit. I laughed out loud at the absurdity of that attempt to justify her affair, and my aunt is now mad at me for not hearing my egg donor out and her explanations for cheating. My dad and lawyer both say I should hear her out, so I'm still considering doing it right before we meet in early March to establish custody. it looks like she edited something here. So it says, I should mention that I asked my aunt if my mama inherited the whore gene. If my mama inherited the whore gene, which child did she pass it on to? And how did my grandma manage to pass it on to both her daughters? So that's
Oh
probably why
shit.
she's mine in retrospect. I've honestly lost all sympathy for cheaters after this.
Bro,
Wait.
she's an absolute savage for telling her
Woo!
aunt that. Holy shit.
Woo,
I don't think I've
dude.
seen that edit. That ooh.
I am so proud of you. Anyways, let's continue. That was update number 3. Let's see. Hold on. I think there was something else.
Oh yeah, we're gonna finish this at 11:30. I'm reading this next update. It's a big update. Like
Oh,
it's
see?
telling you like even more details.
The 4 or the final?
Before.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me get my voice ready.
Oh my god.
Let me drink some juice.
Yeah, drink it. Clear your throat. Oh my goodness, dude. This is where it gets wild. This is where
Okay.
you're gonna get upset.
This one was 2 months ago. Oh my god. Okay. Update number 4. Update to my original post. I apparently am banned from making new posts on True Off My Chest, which was the group that she put this story in. So here's the latest update to anyone who is following me. I tried updating this on that post, but it won't let me add another edit. So here's the latest happenings. Update recaps. My ex accused me of also being unfaithful because a he was and wants a DNA test when our son is born. My aunt exposed multiple affairs in my egg donor side of the family and tried to claim it's genetic and
Hereditary.
hereditary. There we go. My dad and I's lawyers encouraged us to meet with my egg donor for evidence and for closure. And this update deals with the answers we were given about her choices when we did meet. I met with my egg donor, dad, and our lawyers last evening. Essentially, my egg donor said she knew it was wrong but enjoyed the intention. What a fucking bitch. The sex was great. She enjoyed the thrill of it. She kept sleeping with my dad because she enjoyed their financial stability and carefree life and wanted to stay married. She purposely slept with him after each sexual encounter with my ex to endure if she got pregnant she could pass the child off. She also admitted to enjoying the knowledge that my ex enjoyed sex with her more than me. She then said that she is moving in with my ex to his new place and that she invited the boys to live with them. The twins have visited once since the affair went public and told her they don't like my ex and refuse to treat him like he's their father. She said eventually they'll come around once he's married to my ex. Or sorry, once she's married to my ex, and then she'll have her family, quote unquote, family back. I laughed out loud and told her she was delusional and needed psychiatric help.
Psychiatric.
Then I told her I would be taking out an order of protection against her so she'd have no access to my minor children. She called me a jealous and an ungrateful cow for not appreciating, fuck you, for not appreciating that she didn't abort me and let me live. What fucking bitch? Okay, she said I should be happy that they didn't kick me out when I came home knocked up. She even had the nerve to say I should be thankful she kept my husband happy when I couldn't. So he didn't divorce me and leave me a broken and damaged goods single mother. Then she then told my dad she suffered from postpartum depression after my birth and my dad ignored it and her and made her feel alone, so she felt justified in hating me to have affairs. She admitted to having multiple affairs from 6 months after I was born until New Year's Eve and said she'd still be doing it if I hadn't ruined everything. So my 30 My 38-year-old sister and my 34-year-old sister may not be my dad's either. No.
Dude,
My
man, she's wicked.
My dad is even more heartbroken and angry, but we did have both our lawyers present and we got it on record. My dad has already reached out to my siblings, but to nobody's surprise, I guess my 38-year-old sister already knew it was a possibility because my mom told her about both affairs when the twins were born, and she knew they might not be my dad's and kept it from us. What? My dad is devastated by that even more than losing his relationship with my mom. I'm not sure their relationship will ever recover. I genuinely have no clue what is wrong with my 38-year-old sister. My 34-year-old sister doesn't want a paternity test and said our dad will always be her dad. My dad is fine with that. I sent a message to my ex through my lawyer that I will be filing an order of protection tomorrow so that my kids won't have to go to my ex's house if my mother is there. Neither one has even attempted to find new housing either, so I guess she's planning to move into my ex-in-law's house. I really don't want my kids around that mess. He has yet to respond, but at this point, I really don't care what he wants. P.S. My family knows about the social media posts, as do the lawyers, but my ex and the egg donor have zero chance of a good outcome in the divorce. So I'm going to be petty and enjoy their anger about being exposed, so I'm leaving it up. They could stew in their filth and know that not only does our town think they're terrible, so does the world. And I have permission from my younger sister to share what happened last night. I really don't care what my 38-year-old sister thinks. What the fuck does
I think that
TLDR
says to lay it
say?
down rough.
Huh?
Or I think that's what it means. I think it means to lay it down rough or to lay it down something.
Oh,
But
okay.
it basically explains the whole thing short.
Oh, okay. There were more affairs. My mom blames my dad for her pregnancy experience with me and hates me because she had post
Post
parties.
parties.
I guess she meant postpartum's depression during pregnancy, and my 38-year-old sister knew about the affairs and never told us. My mom wants to move in with my ex and take the twins with her to start a new family. I'm taking out an order of protection against her so she can't be around my minor kids. Bro, dude,
This update, the
dude,
last update came out
dude.
11 days ago.
11 days ago. Hold on. Let me pull that
You
up real
are
quick.
rushing.
Yes. I was literally going to talk about how these people are really asking for it. They are really asking for a fist to the
They
face.
really
Like
are,
for
dude.
real.
Oh my
Like for
god.
fucking real. They are really this close. This fucking close. This fucking close to get a fistful in their fucking face. Okay. Final update. Hello, thank you to everyone who has sent me chats/messages supporting me and asking how I'm doing. I do have an update. I gave birth to my son in the beginning of April. He is healthy and I had no health complications. At the end of March, I was able to get a temporary full physical and legal custody of my kids. My 14-year-old daughter asked me if I'd be willing to do family therapy with her and her dad. I did not want to do it. I fought it, but eventually I chose to do so for the sake of my daughter and her need to process everything and hopefully move on. I learned a lot more about the relationship between my ex and my egg donor due to her homework the therapy gave us. My ex did reveal more things which I believe to be true. My mom had actually tried to seduce him well before we were of age. From my ex's recollection, when my egg donor took over the youth group, I was 15 and he was a few months before turning 15. The grooming began then. She'd counsel him privately because he needed it. They kissed at some point when he was still 14, and that was all they did, meaning they'd make out during these sessions until he was 18. It was right around the first time of the sorry, it was right around the time of the first kiss that my mom convinced him to ask me out and date me so they could keep seeing each other without suspicion. At this revelation, I was both devastated, my entire this is in parentheses. I was both devastated. It says my entire relationship was built on a lie and my husband never loved me, and also a sense of relief knowing that I had absolutely nothing to do with their affair. The reason I believe that this is true is that when he asked me out, I had to get permission from my parents to date. At the time, the rule was no one could date before the age of 16. My mom went to bat for me, sorry. Or so I thought. We started dating right after he turned 15. The timeline adds up. And this part is edited. It says, "My dad is currently looking into potential other cases of abuse and manipulation right now with the help of the church officials. Nothing has turned up, and truthfully, while I hate my egg donor, I find it hard to believe she'd have the stamina to carry on multiple affairs with other boys. I think she'd seduce him knowing I liked him and wanted to feel superiority over me. Looking back at all this makes sense. Her treatment of me and my children in relationship to her other grandkids. I think all of I think all of this was a seriously fucked up case of her being narcissistic and punishing me for ruining her life. The Oh, they did not have full sex until after he turned 18, and I guess that was his birthday present from her. My
That's fucking
22
gross.
mhm. My 22-year-old and tw- my 22-year-old daughter and 22-year-old daughter and 20-year-old son are still not speaking to him, which he has come to grips with and understands they'll likely never reestablish contact with him. Good for them. The twins and I have reconciled fully. Now, for the egg donor. After the last phone call with my aunt, I cut off all contact with her and my grandmother. I was tired of my aunt trying to guilt trip me into talking to my egg donor. My grandma is a whole other problem and is beginning to show signs of dementia and
Senile,
senility. Senility?
senility.
Senility? Basically going senile.
Yes.
She is still harassing my egg donor and calling her a whore of Babylon, which I'm okay with, but the other stuff she's doing and saying is not something I want to add to my life of stress. My 34-year-old sister and 32 and 42-year-old sister were the ones who helped me with labor and delivery plan. My ex knew what the plans were, but also that I did not want him at the hospital until I had already given birth and was in a better place for him to meet his son. He agreed to this. The day I went into labor, my 34-year-old sister took my 14-year-old and 5-year-old to her home while my 42-year-old sister was with me in the room. Apparently, my 14-year-old child needed something from the school and reached out to my ex to pick it up as he was still on the official pickup list. He no longer is, and to drop it off at my sister's house. My egg donor was with him when he took the call. He refused to let her come along as I did not want my children around my egg donor. She apparently followed him in her car to the store and then my sister's house and threw a temper tantrum on the front lawn of my sister's house. My ex broke up with her and told her she was too much drama and it just wasn't worth it anymore, and she flew into a rage and physically attacked him and started destroying things in my sister's yard. The cops were called. My egg donor was arrested for domestic violence. Fuck yes. Okay. At the at that point, my sister and I took out orders of protection against her due to the instability and the situation. My ex moved into an apartment close to the HVAC company. My 14-year-old daughter has decided not to forget him has decided not to forgive him and told him that she didn't want to be around him currently. So only the 5-year-old visits my ex. He comes to my dad's house and visits her one weeknight and one weekend evening when I take my other kids and twin brothers out for dinner. We We've established contact through a custody app and will be revisiting the custody issue in June. I still will be pursuing full legal and physical custody of my until my ex can prove to me that he's done the necessary therapy and treatments he needs. I still hate my ex with everything in my being for what he did to me from the time I was 15 until recently, but I hate my egg donor far more for what she did to all of us. I do have some sympathy for him and I truly want him to be okay for the sake of my younger kids. And then it says here, let's see, edited. Yes, he has to meet his newborn son. He has met his newborn son. He met him the night I gave birth. I also allowed his in-laws and brothers to meet him as well. His in laws and I are currently setting up plans for the 14 and 5-year-old to have time with them as well as times they can come visit my newborn. My ex is allowed supervised visitations at this point, not a court ordered visitation, but my wishes, which he is adhering to as he does his therapy and rehab. And he gets regular time with the 5-year-old. He does get access to our newborn at least once a week if he comes with his parents, if he wishes. He's seen his son at least 6 times since I've given birth, and 3 in my presence. We're slowly rebuilding civilized communication. As for the other divorce proceedings, he's agreed to a mediated, uncontested divorce, and I will be getting half of everything, including the business. I'm choosing to sell my shares to one of my ex co fuck to one of my
Ex's worker.
ex's workers. God, who'd like to become a partner. The ex is happy with this, and I'll be happy to be completely rid of any ties to my ex. My dad was able to sell my old house. It didn't even get listed as our realtors knew a family looking, and I have begun looking for houses about 45 minutes away from my dad. As for the egg donor, she has gone into hiding. Once the twins told her unequivocally they'd never live with her and that they wanted nothing to do with her, especially after how she got arrested, she began a whole lot of guilt tripping and blaming them. She is now contesting the divorce from my dad and only speaking to him through her lawyer. As for my 38-year-old sister, she got a wake up call from this whole thing when my mother called her and berated her for 45 minutes for not bailing her out of jail. Apparently, my 38-year-old sister has been going through fertility issues. Like I said, I don't talk to her and had no idea, and she's been stressed out and anxious, feeling bad about herself, which is why she let our egg donor manipulate her, because she felt good about herself when she was getting all the positive attention. When she wasn't willing to pay the money to bail her out as she and her partner were saving up for another cycle of IVF, she realized that she was being manipulated and reached out to me, which sorry, we have begun slowly talking again, but she is on my side regarding this all. Okay, good. So she's on her side now. But fuck her, because she knew. Anyways, she's also talking to my dad again, which for his sake, I'm happy that he's able to reconnect with her. Having my son, by the way, we did the DNA test a few weeks after his birth. He is definitely my ex's.
Before his
He's
birth.
Did I say before or after his birth?
You said after.
Oh. Anyways. um has been getting a pleasure has been a pleasure. God fucking damn it. Has been a pleasure and joy, and he and my other kids and my support system of my dad and siblings has gotten me through this and will continue to do so. I am hopeful that at some point I will be able to deal with my ex without anger and bitterness, seeing as he has trauma from what my egg daughter did to him. I'll be okay. Like I said, this will be my last update on this. So thank you all for the kindness, love, and support. That's awesome. Um
Happier ending.
I really hope that everything goes well. She gets her half of everything. I really hope that the egg donor Um, I really hope that this shit bites her in the ass really hard because this is really fucked up. Why the fuck would you ever do that to your own daughter? Like, if you, the fact that you were also a children's pastor, that is disgusting. Those are
Mm-hmm.
kids, dude. They're
She
they're kids. They're kids. Why would you do that to kids? Oh God,
fucking
dude.
gross.
I swear to God. Whoo. Dude, if this was me in that situation, I would have lost my shit. I really would have.
I
Like,
would have lost my mind.
I literally would have lost my entirety. Like, oh, crap, dude. If that was me in that situation, I would definitely be devastated, but I would have lost my entire mind. I would have lost everything. Like, that was just them asking for a whole fist in the face and then a whole fist in the groin. Like, fuck you for that. You guys are assholes. I don't care if he's getting help and therapy and rehab. I don't give a shit. He knew what he was doing was wrong and he continued to do it even though he was the one who should have said, "No, I don't want to do that." And you made a whole relationship with her on a fucking lie. And you never thought maybe I should tell my wife that I've been fucking her mom. Like, dude, are you kidding me? And not only that, her dad is extremely devastated after finding out that his kids are not his kids.
I
Dude.
it must be so hard for her dad.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
God, not only obviously her life and was a lie, or her relationship was a lie, but like him too, dude. Like his own kids. I mean, all her kids are hers, you know, and her husband's. But man, a bunch of his kids aren't his.
That whole
He
entire
must have.
family, especially on the egg donor side, they need help.
Oh
As a matter of
yeah,
fact,
like the
I
aunt,
think they're way beyond help at this point. They just need to not be here at all.
like the aunt, like blaming it on genetics and
Don't blame
hereditary.
it on genetics because
Fucking,
genetics don't make you do that type of fucked
she
up
was like,
shit.
"Oh my god, I cheated too." Like what?
It doesn't fucking matter. Genetics does not do that shit. It really doesn't. Whoever they were hanging around or whoever stuck around with them and like raised them and whatnot is what fucked them up. And it might have been their mom, which would have been this woman's grandma, right? So yeah, that's not genetics. That is not genetics at fucking all. That is whoever raised you to do that shit because that is fucking ridiculous. Genetics doesn't make you do anything at all out of this, like, this fucked up. It is whoever raises you, whoever you hang around with, that is where you get it from.
And the fact that like fucking she was obviously worked with kids, and she did that for so long, working with kids in the
They really
children's
need
youth
to
group.
see. I bet you for sure that there are other kids. She may say that, she's not like she can't carry multiple affairs, but you don't know that because you didn't I'm not saying this in a rude way, but you didn't know about this relationship. How many others did she have with other kids at the
Fucking
church?
disgusting.
Like
And
they
then the fact that
really
the
need to
church never found out, like at all. There wasn't
yeah,
suspicions. There wasn't
in my
like
opinion, they really need to sit down with all the other kids that were in that same class or other classes that she had taught because that is a huge red flag right there. to happen
Me,
in a church, in a place where you're supposed to feel safe, where you're supposed to be safe, and where you're not supposed to do anything sinful, and yet that shit happens. No.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then the hatred she has for her own daughter just because she had postpartum depression, like blaming it on her daughter.
Full
But like,
attention whore. A full attention whore is what she is. that
mm-hmm,
that mom. No. Mm-mm. She this has gotten to me. I really can't with this shit. Like,
I
I'm
know,
glad
dude. I
I'm
told
glad
you this shit
it's
was
finally,
messy.
yeah, this is it's a whole mess. I'm glad that it's working itself out, but it shouldn't have happened in the first place. It really shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm. And the mom just continuously cheating, and she didn't care just because the guy she was married to was financially stable, and she lived a
That's
carefree
fucking
life.
stupid. If you were not happy in the relationship that you were, get a fucking divorce. Get a divorce. Don't start fucking your daughter's husband or your daughter's boyfriend.
Her
Don't do that.
crush, dude. He was a crush at the time. They didn't even date yet.
That's right. You're right.
That's
Oh
fucking
my
gross.
god. I need to breathe. I need to breathe. Ooh, that shit was just wow. God.
I had
Are you
me at
kidding
the edge
me?
of my seat every time, or when I was reading it. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because it just kept getting worse. You know what's funny is when you started out reading it, you said, "Oh, that's nice." Like you and your husband, like they don't fight. Like you guys get each other gifts. I was like, "Ugh."
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, bro, that's nice. Y'all not fighting. As soon as I saw that it says we don't fight, I was like, nope, that's not true. Every relationship has to have fights in order for it to grow. So no, that is not true. And there's your fight. Like,
and
you
then
finding out
it's
all
and
this
then
shit, there's your
it
fight.
popped off.
Yep.
That was one hell of a fight, dude. Holy shit!
It's crazy. Ooh, dude. If that was me in
Oh
that situation,
man,
I would be extremely mad. Oh man. I'm just glad it's working out for her now. And kudos, like, not kudos, but for those the kids, they don't have, they have their own choices. They get their own choices. So they cannot visit him. They cannot talk to him if they don't want to. So that's good on them for taking that initiative and taking they're making their own decision on that. Proud of them. But that's all I'm gonna say, because if I take it any further, I'm gonna get extremely mad.
no, but
So
that one was a long one.
that one was definitely a long one. It was very messy. Messy, messy, messy. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Oh my god. That was
Like,
too fucking much. But
grandma. But man, dude,
God, oh, I swear. Mm-mm-mm. I
no,
honestly, I'm just like I'm really trying to picture myself in this situation.
hell no. Just the idea of
I'm
it would piss me off. Like I've dealt
yeah.
with like my having to break news to my mom about my dad and stuff, which I hated with passion.
No.
And
Yeah.
like it's happened more than once, so I could put myself in her shoes, kind of learning about affairs and shit. But like, oh my god, the fact that it's her mom, and then the siblings, and then the oh my god, dude, and then the husband not being actually like in love with her, just using her, like oh my god, telling her
That
she
was
wasn't
dumb.
pretty much a person or somebody he cared about, just a placeholder.
Mm-hmm.
That was ugly. That was so rude of him.
Yeah, that was definitely fucked up.
But good for her for fucking being strong throughout the whole thing. Holy shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have lost my mind.
I would have too. Holy fuck. Dude, I really, oh, I was just like, bro, every time I read a new paragraph, it was just like, are you fucking
That's what I
serious?
told you.
Like, are you serious, dude? This shit is happening. And then
I told
like the
you.
sister finds out and the sister just keeps the secret. What, why would you do that? Like, if you know that's happening, why are you mad at the sister instead of the mom? Like, come on. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know what the mom put over her head or whatever, but like, I don't know if it's. I really don't know what the mom had on the sister to do all that. You know,
Mm-mm.
like obviously, like the mom would give her attention. She liked the attention, so. But
I
like, damn,
I
dude,
guess it
that's your
was, yeah, it was
family.
all the positive attention that she would get from the mom, and
It felt like she had to stick it through it with
she had
her.
to, yeah.
That's so fucked up, though. Like, it's your family, and then you gotta look your dad every time in the eye, knowing that you might not be his kid and
Mm-mm.
whatnot. Like, how do you do that? How do you fucking do that? And then she did that for years, I guess. For years, dude.
Really fucking ridiculous. But my god. I'm gonna talk about something else because I feel like if I keep talking about it, it's just not. I feel
Would you
like
have
if
been
I,
what?
yeah, I was like, I feel sorry. I feel like I have to talk about something else because if not, then who? But I did want to talk about the schedules, all the schedules that are coming up. So, uh, so first of all, I didn't realize that I didn't change anything about the schedules on any of our social platforms, and I need to go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna create the new schedule, and it's every Friday, every Friday night from 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Is when we're going to be doing our podcast, and uh Ali is not going to be here for a couple of episodes, mainly because she is still trying to get everything settled down. um there's just a lot happening, and we had to essentially cut down our um streaming slash recording the episodes to one day a week instead of multiple days a week, mainly due to our crazy schedules that are happening with all of us. There's just a lot going on with our own lives too. So and not only that, I didn't want the girls to feel exhausted um with whatever's going on in their lives and with the podcast. I didn't want them to feel stressed out and whatnot. So what we've decided to do, and I want to make sure I'm saying this right, because if I say it wrong, then it's already out there and I can't change it until after. Let me go back. Hold on. So we've decided to take vacations around the same time of the, like, like summer and Christmas and Thanksgiving. Let me go back. Let's see, what did we agree on? Okay, so we did agree. Actually, we never even agreed, like, completely, I don't think. Did we ever agree on when summer was going to start for us? I don't think we ever agreed on that.
I know we come back in the beginning of August.
Yeah, we come back on the first week of August, but um I
The
never
end of
really
June or the end of May?
end of May or end of June. I mean, Oh, yeah, that would make sense. No, yeah, okay. So I guess we'll talk about it more and make sure because I don't want to give the wrong information.
No,
But
yeah.
basically we are gonna take our vacations. Um the girls and I, we're gonna have our summer vacation, Christmas and Thanksgiving. We did agree that for Thanksgiving and Christmas type uh of holidays we were gonna take 2 weeks off. So it'd be the week of and the week before. It'll be either the week before or the week after, but we'll talk about it completely and we'll get it all arranged, and we'll let everybody know just to make sure. But but yeah, sometime in May is when we're gonna do our last episode of the of the podcast before summer vacation, and then we'll come back during the first week of August, refreshed and ready to go. So
Yeah. We want to make sure we spend, obviously we want to spend a lot of time
a
with our
lot of family
families.
time, yeah.
I've luckily, not luckily, happily reconciled with a cousin of mine. So hopefully more family reunions for me this, but I'm excited about that. So
But yeah,
family is important, and each of us needs time with our families as well,
exactly.
and everything.
Yep. So
And then there's also family drama that's happening in each and one of our
yeah,
lives.
there's a shit ton of stuff going on. Like it's a
The
lot.
cat knows all of mine. I know cats. I know Allie's.
Yeah, we all know
There's
Allie.
so much.
Oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot go that we are going through, but we're trying to push through it. We really want to spend our time doing, podcast episodes, mainly because we get to know each other a little bit more. We have fun doing them, except not this one because this one was just a whole mess. Uh,
I found it entertaining just seeing
it
their
was
reactions.
very interesting for sure. It may be fun for some of us. It may not be fun for others. Oh man. But hey, you know what? We pushed through it. We enjoy doing these, and we truly love the amount of support and the amount of love that we gotten for these episodes and this podcast, and we truly appreciate every single one of you. Um and it's just a big thank you for like everything that you've done, that you've listened through, on Spotify or on YouTube, or um you know any questions or anything that's been posted on any of our social medias or social um platforms. That was, it really means a lot. That's all I can say, is it really means a lot. So we do really appreciate everybody, and yeah, we are essentially closing in on our closing time here. Oh, is there anything else you wanted to add before we close out for tonight, Mo?
Happy Earth Day. Save the
Happy
turtles.
Earth Day. Save the turtles.
Save the turtles.
Save the turtles. Oh man.
No, but yeah, no, we appreciate, all who listen, and we pretty crazy and whatnot. We have had chaotic intros and whatnot, and even tonight would have been a chaotic intro, but nah, like
Nah.
we very much appreciate it. I I like talking, obviously, with Kat and Allie. It's just so crazy. I still can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, it's been, how long have we been doing this now? It's been,
Since January.
we started in January and it's now April, so yeah, about 4 months. Yeah, we actually completed our 4 months on the 14th. No,
The 12th or the 14th?
the 14th, because we
The
couldn't do it on
14th.
the 12th. Yeah, it
Our
was,
Facebook profile has like a birthday on
yeah, the
it.
birthday on it. So yeah, yeah, definitely the 14th because we couldn't do it on the 12th.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I have 12 in my head.
Yeah. We couldn't start on the 12th. We weren't ready. So then we just decided to go ahead and do it on the 14th. But yeah, it's been 4 months and it's been super, super fun. But
If uh if in the summer, if Ali and Kat come and visit, I've always talked
oh,
about
see.
wanting to do a camera, so we do a podcast and have like a sit-in like with the camera, and hopefully my room will look really nice. But yeah, no, that's what I've always talked about. So you might see an episode in the middle of the summer,
Maybe one, a special one.
maybe. Yeah, like a special, just like hey, like we still care, we're still kicking it, we're
hmm
Gucci.
Just kind of give updates of what we've been doing during the summer.
I'm still here.
But um I think that's all we needed to talk about was just basically the schedule change. Um and for right now it is just gonna be Mo and I for a couple of episodes and then Ali will jump in hopefully soon. Hopefully she is able to get everything settled down there. Um but yeah, I think we're all Gucci. So thank you guys for joining us for this very messy episode and a happy Earth Day.
Save the
Save the
turtles.
turtles. Yeah. um and we'll catch you on the next one.
Powerpuffs out.